Marriage can be said to be a major turning point in the life of each person. If we are not well prepared, we really should not step in. Yes, I know. I have heard all such wise advice about marriage from family, friends, and colleagues. Yet I, a 22-year-old girl, still blindly decided to get married without fully understanding life. And now, when my wedding was about to take place, I immediately had to take the consequences of my poor knowledge preparation. My fiancé's name is Jason, 25 years old. He is 3 years older than me, so he is a bit more mature and generous. However, he was extremely obedient to his parents. When we first fell in love 7 months ago, Jason was extremely gallant. Often drove me out to eat, watch movies, and go to the amusement park every weekend. He doesn't regret anything. Because of his gallantness, I quickly accepted his proposal 3 months ago, which was only after 4 months of dating. Yes, I know that was too fast, but I really love everything about Jason, especially his gentleness and gallantry. Jason and I took Christianity very seriously, so we have never had any real sex. Jason has never pressured me to have sex with him because he himself is very worship of our religious beliefs. And maybe because of that, we are really eager to get married. You know, of course, we really love each other. But the sexual desire I just mentioned above is also a huge motive for us to quickly sign the marriage certificate. There would be nothing worth mentioning here if we just went through the usual stages. Like many other couples, including choosing wedding dresses, decorating wedding cards, choosing the venue, and then decorating the wedding ceremony. I looked at the world through rose-colored glasses when choosing to marry so quickly, and I paid the price for my stupidity. My marriage is a lot more complicated. Honestly speaking, my story is truly unthinkable, and you will have to agree on its shocking nature. The thing is, there are only 5 days left before the wedding of me and Jason. While my heart was pounding with excitement, my head was only dreaming about the pure white dress that would exude the delicate purity of a pious bride like me during the ceremony. And then suddenly, I received a message from Jason. You will not be able to guess the contents of that crazy message. At first, Jason went around a bit, asking what I was doing, how my mood was before our big day. I replied to him with great joy that my mood was very good. I couldn't wait until we could live under the same roof and could finally do it after such a long waiting time. Jason also sent me a winking face emoji and said he couldn't wait either. But immediately I realized that was not the main topic he cared about. I didn't need to be too smart to realize that because suddenly he asked me, "Hey, about having sex after marriage, are you excited?" To which of course I said yes. I may even be more eager than my fiancé. He had no idea. We are both very young and we cannot wait any longer. Jason continued. So, you are not new to the seriousness and piety of my family to our religion. I don't mean to offend you, but to avoid problems later, may I ask if you're intact? What? What did he just ask me? I was shocked, and I didn't know if Jason was being serious or joking around, because I couldn't see his face or hear his voice to understand his attitude correctly. So I immediately called Jason with a little exasperated voice. Are you kidding me? Why are you questioning my virginity at this time? Do you not believe me? Responding to my overwhelming questions was just Jason's indifferent voice. Well, since we are getting married, I have the right to ask. Just answer it. Are you sure you're still untouched? This is a serious question for me and my family. Oh my God! He even had the guts to ask me one more time. This time his attitude was clear. He asked honestly. He did not believe me. He was insulting me. I was extremely angry and shouted over the phone. I couldn't believe it. We're about to get married and now you're doubting your wife? I'm only 22 years old, and I'm just as serious about the religion as you are. Why are you giving yourself the right to ask such a crude question? What do I need to do to satisfy you? I really didn't want to lose Jason, especially when we were about to get married in the next few days. So, in the end, I tried to calm my voice down a bit and gave him a retreat on the last question. I expected him to see my resolute attitude when I was offended and stop talking nonsense. I hope it was a non-direct but most obvious answer to my purity that doesn't deserve to be questioned. But no, he suddenly became grumpy and angry with me. He just said one thing and then hung up, making me want to destroy everything within my reach because of anger and disdain. Jason said that his family had discussed it thoroughly that night. Jason's father was going to check my virginity tomorrow night before we got married. If I refuse, no wedding will take place. They really didn't trust me. For this, I need to explain a little bit. Jason's father is a good gynecologist in the city we live in, and he's famously pious. Damn, he must be the root of this crazy idea. What a psycho. Woe to me, his son listened to and followed him unconditionally. Jason is really a guy without a personal opinion. Going back to Jason's bizarre request, what would you think if you were me? Oh my God, there was no physical contact between me and my fiancé, and yet now he asked me to let his father, a strange man, personally examine the virginity of mine. And you know what? There's no other way to check a lady's virginity other than to ask her to open her legs and show her female part to the person checking. Dear God! Imagine me having to go to Jason's father's private clinic, lying on a cold white bed, so that he could touch my body, use medical equipment to check my virginity. All of those thoughts make me want to cry because of humiliation. Then, after the marriage, how can the three of us look at each other's faces when his father was the one who saw that private part of me before him? What about my parents? If they learn about this, how embarrassed and disrespected will they feel? Jason's family really went too far with their religious beliefs. They need to learn to respect women more and be less crazy. Thinking so, I immediately called back to speak with Jason. I was adamant that his father wouldn't check anything out of me, and he needed to respect that. Surprisingly, Jason was also very resolutely reiterated that this had to be done, otherwise no wedding would have happened. Jason accused that I had lied about my virginity, because if I were as pure as I said, how would I be afraid of the simple check procedure? Oh my God, how easy he sounded when saying the word simple. Sorry to you, crazy family. You are asking a man, or worse, the future father-in-law of a woman, to check that girl's virginity and report back to his son. You are truly crazy and immoral. I tried to stay calm and rational, but he didn't have both of those and became increasingly angry. I told him if he really loved me, he would be on my side without me having to prove anything. Of course, I refused to let his father touch a strand of hair on me. There are only 3 days left before the wedding is in progress, yet we still have not agreed on my resolution. I think Jason loves me very much too, so I wasn't determined to cancel the wedding after I refused to check the virginity. But maybe he doesn't love me enough to oppose the ridiculous demands of his family. The evidence was that he did not even apologize to me after his words that day. We haven't texted each other for 1 to 2 days now. How can you get married like this? What will the wedding night and life after marriage be like when I have to face my father-in-law who demanded me to expose my female private part for him to check? Should I finish everything and leave Jason? I moved in with a female friend of mine to avoid Jason after the pointless conversation that day. You guys, please help me quickly to come up with a solution. Am I overreacting? Or should I get rid of this Jason already and carry on with my life? Please let me know in the comments section.